So in Python programming, the most basic data structure is a list. Each element of a list is assigned a number. So a list is basically created by placing all the elements inside square brackets separated by commas. So a list can contain multiple number of items in it, and they can be of different data types. It can consist of an integer, it can consist of a float, it can consist of a string, boolean value, etc. A list can also have another list as an item, which we call as a nested list. Important thing about the list is that items in a list may not be of the same type. Also, a list is a mutable item. So when I say mutable, mutable means that particular list can be altered. A value can be removed and also added in that list. There are certain things you can do with all list types. These operations basically include indexing, slicing, adding, removing an item. In addition to this, Python has built-in functions, or let's say methods, for finding the length of a list, or even finding its largest value from a list, and even smallest value from the list. So let's first of all look at how to declare a list. A list can be declared in different ways. So basically we can declare an empty list where values can be appended over time. So here in this case, as you see, the very first case is where I've initialized a blank list, say like this. So it doesn't have any value as of now. So another way of initializing a list is just basically assigning values to it and not appending later on. You can just initialize the list by adding some values, as I've added over here, two strings, a particular integer, and a boolean value. Now when I look at that, you'll see something like this. This is how a list looks like basically. So list can be assigned, or values can be assigned in a single line as well as in multiple lines. You just need to add a backslash. So a backslash helps Python understand that the line is not over yet. It might be written downstairs. So it would take the entire thing as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it can also be initialized in multiple lines in case you have n number of items. So my list also can contain the similar types of items like this, and it also can contain a nested list as I talked about earlier. So list 4 over here has another list having 3 values in it. So this is how a list can be initialized. Also in list 5, in the case of list 5 you see, I have assigned another list in it named as list 3. So list 3 is another list which was assigned earlier. So if I give it an index in a list, it will just be assigned in the list 5. See, this is how my nested list looks like. Right, so this is how you declare a list. Now accessing values in a list. So now each value in a list is provided a particular index. So indexing can be of two types. It can be positive indexing, it can be a negative indexing. So positive indexing traverses from left to right. As it goes from left to right, the value of the index always increases. Whereas if you go from right to left, in case of negative indexing, the value always decreases. So let's say I have a list containing the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which you see in white color. So the positive indexing in that case for the value 1 in my list will be always 0, as in Python indexing always starts with 0 and not 1. Whereas in the same case, if I start indexing from right, which in this case will be a negative indexing, it will come as minus fifth index, as you can see over there, right here, right? So before we try indexing, just make sure you know that while you do indexing, indexing in Python never takes a float value. You cannot just write list 1 1.0. It will always take an integer. So let's say list 1 0. Before that, let me just show you the values of list 1. It is 2 string 72. Now if I say list 0, it goes from degree, right? Now list 4. List 4 was a nested list. So in this case, it will, so if I see list the very first index of list 4, it will be another nested list in a list. So if I want another value from that nested list, I'll just write one more 1 as I've written over here, and 2 for another value. So if I write something that goes out of index, Python will just throw me an error saying list index out of range, right? So this is something that you should keep in mind. Python also allows you to access multiple values in the same time while using colon between the indexes. So in this, let's consider this case where the values of my list 2 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I want to access the values from 2 to 4, I'll just write the indexes of it, which goes from 1 to 3. So I'll just get the results from 2 to 4. But Oh damn, did I just get from 2 to 3 and not 2 to 4? That is sad. So what Python does in this case is it always returns the value from the index 1 to n minus 1. So in our case n is 3. So it will always return from 1 to 3 minus 1, that is second. So if I want to print the values from 2 to 4, I'll just have to write 1 to 4, right? So this is how indexing works. It always works from 1 to n minus 1. Okay, always remember that. In the similar way, from 4 to minus 2. So if someone is having a hard time to understand this thing of indexing, just refer this image for a better understanding. Right? Let's move on to updating the list. So for updating a list, there can be two ways again. You can just simply update a single value in a list, whereas you can also update multiple values in a list. So while updating a single value in a list, you just have to provide the index of the list. So let's say my value of list 2 was 1 2 3 4 5, and let's say I want to change the second index, that is my 3. I'll just assign directly to the second index of it as the value of 2.5 in this case, right? Whereas if I want to change multiple values of it, I'll just write the range of it and assign the exact same values of the range that I've assigned. So it looks something like this. If you see, my initial values of list 2 were 1 to 2.545. So if I access for 1 to 4, it will just return me to 2.54. Now that is the count of 3 and not 4, since Python always returns 1 to n minus 1. In this case it is 1 to 3, so 3, right? So I've just assigned 3 values to it, that is 2, 0 and 20. So it has just replaced me starting from the first index to the fourth index, right? So this is how updating the list works. Now moving on to deleting a list, basically. So deleting a list works two ways. We can directly delete an entire list, or else we can also delete a particular value or a single index from a list. So let's say my list 4 has values this, a particular list, and an awesome string. So if I want to delete the string awesome because it is not so awesome, so I'll just basically write del space name of the list and the index of the term which I want to delete. In this case it is 2. So see, it is just got deleted. Whereas if I directly want to delete, let's say list 1, or let's say list L1, right, which was the blank list, I'll just write like this. And if I now try to call the list, Python will just show me there that it is not found, right? So there is no list called as list L1 since we have just deleted it. Now another point is how to append values in a list. As I said, list is a mutable object. So now let's consider list 4, and I just want to append however string. See, instead of awesome, I have just added however in the same point, right? So this is how we append values in a list. So when you append a value in a list, it is always appended in the very last index of that particular list. Whereas if I want to insert a value at a particular index, I'll just have to write something like this. So Python has an inbuilt function for a list such as append. It is also insert, which takes two values basically. So over here, the very first value in that insert function is the index that you want to add the value in, and the second is the value that you want to add in. So I've just added the first. So 1 here stands for the first index from the list 4, and 200 stands for the value that I want to append over there. So if you see in the very last output over here, you can see the first index is a nested list. So if I do this, ideally it should just append the value 200 after just this string. So this is what it did. It just appended the value in the first index, right? Now if I want to add multiple values in a particular list, I'll just assign 2 colon 2 just to understand it better. So if I do this, it will just append the same value, and this is how I can make another nested list and so on so far. So this is what can be done in list. And so there are various inbuilt functions, as I said, in Python as well about lists. So very quickly we'll just go through it. So length basically gives me what exactly is the count of all the values in our list. It doesn't count the values in a nested list, but it will consider that particular nested list as a particular value, right? So if I have list 4, so see, this and this are 6 values, and it does not consider the nested list's value, neither this, right? This is how it works. You can just check the length of your list, how long is it. So another inbuilt function of Python is concatenate. So there is another method in which we can just combine two lists together. Apart from append, we can also do simply list 1 plus list 2. In this case, it is list 2 plus list 3. So you see, I have just added two values. In the similar way, I could have done list 2 dot append list 3, but it directly saved the values in list 2. Over here, I have to assign the value to list 2 in order to get saved in it. Alright, so another inbuilt function in Python is basically iteration. How to iterate over list in order to get a particular value. So let's say over here, we are just using for loop for iterating over the list 2. So let's say I have values list 2, and I just want to iterate over it for getting a particular value. So this is one of the most important inbuilt feature of Python when you work in a corporate world. Right. So next is if I want to check a particular value in a list, whether if it is present or not. So let's say I want to check if my value 20, that which is an integer, is present in list 2 or not. So I'll just directly write 20 in list 2. It will just return me a boolean value saying true or false if it is present. So one thing to be noted over here is it matches the entire value of it. So in this case, if I want to just match HERO, I cannot just write two words of it and say is HE in list 2. It will just return me false. When you write in Python, it just understands as the entire word is to be seen in the list. Alright, just keep that in mind always. Now we have many more inbuilt functions for list. You can just directly access it and look at it from here. We have append, extend, insert, remove, pop, clear, index, count, sort, reverse, copy, and many more. So you can just go through the link attached. So this is it about list. So I've also attached the Python notebook in the description below. Do check it and let me know if you have any questions.